joined with us here at the top of the 10 o'clock hour, starting an incredibly important conversation, especially for people that are moms of toddlers like myself. Please welcome. Here he is, Dr. Don Plumley, Medical Director of Pediatric Trauma over at Orlando Health Arnold Palmer Hospital for Children. Doctor, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having us to talk about this important topic.
Absolutely. As you said, it is an incredibly important topic. My son is actually 2.5 going on 3, so I feel like he's right in that mind frame where water safety is top of mind. We have a pool at the area that we live in, and he seems enamored with it, right? So I am so excited to talk to you on the desk today. So you guys know, right? May is National Water Safety Month, and obviously summer vacation season almost here. With travel expected to hit records this year, yet again, more and more families are likely planning vacations that involve the pool, that involve oceans, that involve water, at least to some degree. Beaches, lakes, rivers, pools, water parks, they all deliver so much fun for kids. And like I said, my son included, seem to really be drawn to them, right? It's a lot of fun, but they also pose the risk of drowning. We've covered so many unfortunate drownings of children when it comes to water here on the East Texas Now desk. So Dr. Plumley, again, the Medical Director of Pediatric Trauma over in Orlando, tell us a little bit about why it's so important for families to take water safety seriously, specifically this month.
I think in your case, especially that 1 to 4 year old age group is the highest mortality of injury is from drowning. Not to say that anybody can drown in a body of water, but there's a really unique group, that 1 to 4 year olds and special needs kids are the kids that have to be watched extra carefully. So I think the most important thing is just keep an eye on kids. These are tragic events when they happen. You can lose a child, you can have a devastated child, and it's totally preventable.
Absolutely preventable indeed. So what are our main risks of drowning? I know we've touched on the age group, but what are the risks?
So the biggest risk really is still home pools. Now, we being in Orlando and perhaps in your community, a community pool or whatnot, but it's really a swimming pool. There's other causes, but it's being around that body of water. In Orlando, we have people on vacation. As you get ready to set out on vacation, a cruise, a beach trip or whatnot, you're putting your child in a situation they're not used to. And like you said, they're drawn to water. We see people that rent a home for the week in Orlando. They go to the beach, they jump in the water, get in a riptide. The kids can get away from you quick, especially when you're out of your element. So just to be ever cautious of those situations.
Absolutely. Now, you said there's pools, there's lakes, there's rivers, there's oceans. So do the risks vary on the types of the body of water? I know that as, a toddler mom, I'm on all of the toddler pages, and I would like you to answer if it's more fear-mongering or, fact-based truth here, that it's something called dry drowning, where they're splashing around, they get water in their systems, and they don't actually drown until later on, maybe when they're going to sleep. Is that something that happens?
No, almost never. Really, just it's an injury to the lung that happens immediately. So any drowning is defined as a lung injury, whether that be fatal or not. But really, it's that home pool. Those toddlers are more home pools. And that's probably 90% of drownings. As you get older, though, you get these high-risk behaviors. You start getting in teenage years, you start getting jet ski accidents and lake drownings and river drownings and high-risk crazy behaviors where you climb over the fence and go up near a waterfall or something. So as you get older, it never goes away. Anybody can drown. Bodies of water are fun to be around, but you have to be safe and you use common sense.
Absolutely. Again, as a young mom here, I know that there are probably a lot of teenage moms that are watching, and that is helpful information. What about for younger children, like you said, most high risk 1 to 4, ISR classes? Do we believe in them? Are they the only option? What do you think about them?
Absolutely. Anything over age 6 months, the chance of your child drowning that's had a swim lesson is dramatically reduced if you take classes. Both parents have taken classes, their child's are at risk too. And not only swimming classes, but for parents to learn CPR, because when a child drowns, every moment counts. So if you were to drown right now, it takes a few moments for the emergency rescue people to get there. So if someone can start CPR, you might save moments, and those are just so critical. So swim classes for kids, CPR classes for adults, really important.
Absolutely. Now, if you said, adults need to prepare themselves, need to get armed themselves with the most information, CPR classes definitely being one of them. ISR classes, the ones where the kids, have their clothes on and fall into the pool, things of that nature seem so helpful, but there's not a whole lot of access to them, and if they are, they're quite expensive. So is there other resources that parents can really arm themselves with that information to pass down to their children? Maybe start training with their children just themselves for at home a more cost efficient and more accessible ways.
Sure, I think if you're comfortable in the water, that's a safe way to start. You get the children used to being around the water and let them know this isn't something you do. The biggest prevention of drowning is adult supervision. And, for your friends and whatnot, if there's a birthday party, if this happens so often, there's a birthday party, an event in the house, one of the kids gets away from you. So if the water area is open, you should have a water watcher, much like a designated driver. Off the phone, no drinking, you're in charge. Don't let one person do it for the whole party. It gets exhausting. So rotate through, but when you're doing it, your phone's not here, be available, be present in the moment, and it makes all the difference in the world.
That's such a good point. We've talked a little bit about being that watcher. Now, to some people that might say, hey, I can watch my kid, everybody else can watch their kids, it'll be fine, everybody's good. What danger does that pose? Drowning can happen in 40 to 60 seconds. It's just that you answer a phone, you go, someone rings the front doorbell, we had one the other day, a delivery of food came. They ran out to get the food, drowned. So it happens so fast that it's better just have one. It's just much like a community pool. You have a lifeguard who's watching everybody. If you're at a family pool, someone's got to be watching the kids. Absolutely. Now, we have heard some talks throughout social media, at least I know that I have, regarding the color of our children's swimwear, trunks, bathing suits, what have you. Does that help in a safety setting?
You would think so, that if you go, I was always taught, you can't find our kids. We have a pool at our house. We couldn't find one of the kids, you go to the pool first. If you don't look anywhere else, you go to the pool first. It's not going to hurt to have a bright orange bathing suit on. You have a blue bathing suit or a green bathing suit that matches the water, it's not going to catch your eye. I was a lifeguard for many years, and it does catch your eye. There's something, you just see a glint on the bottom of the pool or something, or maybe someone else will see it sooner.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, any and all steps to gather attention as fast as possible is exactly where we're going to go. Well, Dr. Plumley, thank you so much for joining us again here on East Texas Now. I look forward to talking to you again soon.
Great, thanks for having us.
Absolutely, and just so you guys know, for any information that you need to read up on this, you can go to Drowning Safety and Prevention by visiting orlandohealth.com. Again, the doctor, thank you so much for joining us here.